Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Nebula. Brandon, what are we doing today?
The reason why Panda's asking that is he only speaks Gamestonian. He doesn't read English, so he can't interpret these symbols on the front of this board. Today we'll be reviewing Pandemic.
Touche.
Yep. And Pandemic came out in 2008, and the designer is originally Matt Leacock. He's actually the designer of two games, Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert. Also, he did Roll Through the Ages, the Bronze Age. Pandemic is a 2 to 4 player game. It's a co-op game. It's available for $20. This particular game, though, if you want to give a little, this is your game, so.
So this is the anniversary edition. I had bought this game mainly because I love Pandemic. I've always liked it. So when the anniversary came out, I was like, you know what, I gotta buy it. It's $100 for this particular game.
Yeah, and would you say it was worth it? Just for the not for like the game, like the board game itself, but the $100 game.
Yeah. So when we open it up, I'll show you kind of the specials that come with the $100 game. But I find it to be worth the value. I mean, just the case alone is interesting in itself, but when you get deeper into it, the original, and we could post a picture in the actual video, but the original is a box. This is a metal tin, kind of like a medical cabinet. We'll show you that as well.
Yeah, so we mentioned about Matt Leacock, and we mentioned briefly about the games that he's also designed. The funny thing is, we actually, when we met, one of the first games we actually played together was Forbidden Desert. And I actually had no idea that Matt Leacock was the same guy that did this. I think you might have actually mentioned it when we were playing Forbidden Desert, or one of the other people in the group. I totally forgot about that until right now. In terms of Pandemic, this is one of those culturally important games where I finally got around to finally playing it, and I was like legitimately, like as soon as I sat down, I was like, this is just a ridiculously brilliant game. This game is like when I sat down to play Settlers of Catan, when I sat down to play Ticket to Ride, like I immediately knew why everybody talks about this game. It's just an absolutely brilliant game. Now, it doesn't address, like you might have already seen that we reviewed Hanabi previously. It doesn't address the turn quarterback situation, but it almost really doesn't even matter, because I mean, the turn quarterback essentially, I mean, everybody as a team is already talking as into what they're doing. So some people have said that it has that issue, mainly with players that have more experience with the game. They'll kind of try to dictate what the move should be, but for the most part, I don't think it's nearly as bad as some other games. And also, the thing that I like the most about this game is almost every game I go in, I almost know for certain that I'm going to lose, and probably lose horribly, and I just don't mind. I've only played it about 3 or 4 times so far, so I haven't played it that much, but yeah, I absolutely love this game. I would like literally play it right now if I had the opportunity to. So yeah, I give it 2 thumbs up. I'm gonna pass it over to Panda.
So I'm competitive as all hell when it comes to games like this, and when he talks about turn quarterbacking, I do that like crazy with this game, because I've played this game quite a few more times than Brandon. I've probably played this game 30 times, and I've maybe won it 3 times. And that is through turn quarterbacking. You really, with this game, you need someone who knows the game, knows how to play it, who can dictate which everybody does, because it's got 5 concepts or 5 ways to lose, 1 way to win. And one of the ways to lose is literally running out of city cards. And if you, in that city card deck, everybody's drawing 2, 3, 4 a turn, depending on where your epidemic is. And that city deck is only about 60 cards. So, I mean, you're going through those quick. So you don't have very many turns to get it down. I will say it is extremely challenging. The other great thing about it is unlimited. It's got unlimited replayability. There's 10 plus expansions. Brandon had mentioned the fact that it is 2 to 4 players. There is an expansion that puts it up to 5, and another expansion that puts it up to 6 players. So you can get a little bit bigger with it. I would say it's a midweight game. A lot of people might consider it heavy. I don't consider it heavy because it's not extremely complicated. It's not Talisman. It's not a game that Brandon had actually just played recently, Twilight Imperium. It's not games like that that are extremely in depth. But it is definitely not a light game as well. You're not going to bring this to a random party and have a bunch of people ready to jump on it. It's going to be more of that midweight game. Really, that's about it. You gave it 2 thumbs up. This is a game, I know our last 2 reviews you guys have seen are, I gave them all 2 thumbs up. This is another 2 thumbs up game. I mean, this is a game where I don't care how many times I play this. If you at game night tell me, hey Panda, let's play Pandemic, I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, let's play it.
Yeah, and like you said, it's definitely a midweight game. I'd almost say it's a lightweight game just because you could literally go in, not know anything about the game, and probably learn how to play the game in 5 minutes. That's how simplistic the game is.
Oh, yeah.
There's no like you're not like so there's no complexity to where you're gonna be like, so when did the virus, like, it's so immediately intuitive. That's what I mean by being brilliant. And like he said, he was talking earlier about a turn quarterback. Just a little bit of trivia. He's actually turned quarterback so hard that he's literally tried to roll someone's dice for them while they're on their turn. I'd be like, hey, whoa! Like I had to kind of slow it down a little bit just to see. Thankfully it didn't get to that point, but yeah.
They should have saw Sparky.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Pandemic. This is how it lays out to be. Now, if you have the normal version of the game, it's going to look a little bit different. The Anniversary actually came with these really interesting pieces. These are the actual character pieces. In the normal version of this game, these are like little pawns. They look like a Sorry piece, for instance. They're just little wooden pawns. These are also differently for the viruses. These are actual bacteria and virus pictures. In the normal game, these are just little canisters. These are wood, so they're pretty good quality. And then it also comes with the Pandemic and the Epidemic pieces as well. Over here, these are the virus cubes. Now these are the same in both versions of the game. It's just little cubes that go on the board. But the Anniversary Edition also comes with little carrying cases for each one. And then the actual board itself looks a little bit different. So it's a little more high quality. It's just more appealing to the eye. I don't know if we'll add any pictures of it into the actual video, or you can just Google what the normal Pandemic board looks like. Depends on how much my editor loves me or not. These are the player cards. These are also different and better quality as well than the normal game. And then these are the Epidemic cards and the city cards. So that's the game. It doesn't take up too much space. It takes up more than Hanabi and Skull and some of those games, but it's your typical board game. Expect like Monopoly is probably a game I'd get pretty close to how much space it takes up.
Yeah, I'd say the coolest part, outside of the miniatures, like the miniatures has its own appeal, is the actual little petri dishes of little virus cubes. That's probably the coolest part. Like for me, I thought that was like really, really cool. What is what do they come in for the regular game?
Oh, it comes in a bag, and you are responsible for supplying your own
so you
bags.
just pour it on the table base? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so that's really cool. That's I don't know if it's $100 cool, but yeah, I like it.
I don't regret the $100 on it. It is a good quality with the case and everything. It's a game that I can make last for a long time. Forever, actually. I do collect board games. I do want to say this. You guys have seen the Goodwill haul. Probably my biggest frustration with board games is people buy the games and they destroy them. I can't tell you how many times people look for pieces or same thing with puzzles. But then you have people like me and Brandon and actual board gamers that we keep our games in mint condition. So that's what's gonna happen with this game.
Yeah, except you ripped that one part.
Yeah, because I didn't know what he's talking about is this cool little piece that goes on to the actual container. Well, for filming, there's a piece that was hanging off on the side, and I went ahead and tore it off. But this is cosmetics. Actually wasn't even going to keep that because the actual pandemic case in itself looks really nice without it anyway. Plus, it got barbecue sauce on it because I'm a fat and went to McDonald's. With a cape and a gun and a flashlight. That's a Dead in Winter joke. We'll be doing Dead in Winter one of these days, but and so you'll understand that a little later. Yeah,
I didn't understand the reference. I just completely laughed.
Sparky the dog. Anyway, so yeah, I'll even go down maybe midweight, lightweight game. It is pretty simple. It's not Uno simple. You do have some choices, destinations. You do work as a team, but it is a great game. Like, comment, let us know what you think about the game. Any other games like Pandemic? This isn't like the phone game for those of you who have played the phone game. The phone game is all about destroying the world. This game's about protecting the world.
Yeah,
we want to get rid of the viruses. Mm-hmm. So let us know in the description. Also in the description, we'll give you the links to our social medias. Brandon, you want to take it away from there?
Yeah, I mean, basically just, he's already said, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you ever want to contact me, it'll be Board Game Bruh. Be like, kind of like, huh, but with 4 letters instead of 3. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't choose the cardboard. The cardboard chose me.
Carrots and peas.
Yep.